to talk about the Emergency Broadband Benefit program through the FCC. As you know, coming into office, one of my major goals was to bring Elyria into the 21st century in terms of technology, the adoption of technology, and using technology. As we've seen from the pandemic and people working from home, the need for technological skills, as well as the need for high-speed broadband and a quality device has grown to heights that I don't think most of us could ever expect it would happen this fast. And so as we're looking to restart the economy, and as people are looking to get back into the workforce, the option of a virtual employment needs to be a real option for Illyrians. As they're thinking about their next career move, as parents, and particularly mothers who have borne the brunt and the burden of unpaid care at home and needing to be home and wanting to be home, the virtual option needs to be a real option again for Illyrians. But in order to do so, the high-speed internet needs to be affordable, need to be able to have a quality device, and need to be able to have the skills. So I'm excited that today we have a great program that we're going to be presenting to you all today, a great opportunity for residents to get affordable broadband internet. And I have Ms. Renee Coles from the FCC here to talk more about this program. In particular, her role as a consumer affairs and outreach specialist at the FCC. And she'll be talking with us this morning about the Emergency Broadband Benefit program, which could help save residents $50 a month on their broadband, as well as help them to get a quality device. So first off, good morning, Renee.
Good morning, Mayor Whitfield. Thank you for having me today.
I'm excited. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being able to turn around this presentation in such short notice, being able to talk with us. And I'm going to give the next 15 minutes or so to you, but I would love for you to first tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll jump right into your presentation.
Okay, thank you. Again, my name is Renee Coles. I'm a member of the Federal Communications Commission Consumer Affairs Outreach Specialist. I serve the community by going around educating consumers about who the FCC is and what it is that we do. I've worked there for 15 years. I've worked for former Commissioner Michael Copps and current Commissioner Jeffrey Starks. And I've been involved in doing community efforts ever since I've been in the federal communications. So I'm glad to be here today. Thank you.
Yes, and again, this is a new format that I know you're accustomed to traveling around and groups of people sitting in rooms together presenting, but we're excited about that. Again, because we have access to this technology, we're able to accomplish some of similar goals through this. So, this is going to be shared on Facebook. It's going to be put on our YouTube channel, and we're going to use this to promote out as much as possible. For those of you who want to get some hands-on help with this, we have computer classes that we're hosting, and would encourage you to sign up for those by going to lyriacares.com. There's also information about this on our website, and we want you to take advantage of that. Later on in this presentation, we'll get into the details of how to sign up. We actually have that computer instructor join this conversation and share with you how to sign up. But Renee, I'm going to pass it to you to kind of give us a high-level overview of this program, and then we'll jump into some questions. If you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat as the presentation is going, and then we'll try to address those questions right after the presentation. So I'll pass it to you, Renee.
All right, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen here as soon as I can get the presentation up. And before I start the presentation, I just want to tell you all a little bit about the Emergency Broadband Benefit. And what I'll be talking about today is what it is, who's eligible, who can apply, and also toolkits that we have available if you would like to serve as a community outreach specialist to help with this benefit. So the Emergency Broadband Benefit was started up this year. It went live on May 12th. We have been assigned by Congress to help disperse $3.2 billion to consumers who are in need after the pandemic from COVID-19. And what that is, like Mayor Whitfield said, is you get up to $50 discounted on your broadband service. That would include if you're a home service for cable, internet, and broadband. And if you live in a tribal community, you can get up to $75 off per month for your household internet. There is also a one-time $100 discount for purchases of laptops, desktop computers, or tablets, and that's available through any participating service provider who is participating with the Emergency Broadband Benefit. These items have to be purchased through the providers, and there's a list of providers for the state of Ohio on our website, as well as on USAC's website, that will tell you who is participating and what they're offering. So I'm just going to talk about who is qualified now at this time. Anyone who lives in a household of a family that has any of these particular qualifiers could apply for the EBB. So if you're a student and you're currently enrolled in school and you're receiving a Pell Grant, anytime from the year of 2019 through the current year of 2021, you can receive this benefit. If you've been laid off, fired, or had a substantial loss of income due to furlough or because of COVID-19 since 2/29/2020, you can also apply. The qualifications are if you made below $99,000 as a single filer or $198,000 as a joint filer. If you also meet the existing COVID-19 or low income programs, you're also eligible to apply for this benefit. Another huge qualifier for this benefit is if you are already a member of the Lifeline program. And what the Lifeline program is, it's a federally funded program that's been in effect since 1985. And it also gives a subsidy of up to $9.25 for households on internet and phone costs. And if you live in tribal lands, federally funded tribal lands, it's $34.25. If you're not a member of Lifeline yet, you can apply at www.lifelinesupport.org. And what the qualifications for Lifeline would be if you are under 135% of the federally qualified income. So that if you are already making less than $20,000 a year as a family of four, there's just through Health and Human Services has a website that tells you what the quality, the 135% of the poverty level is. You can go there to find out. But these are the other qualifiers. If you are a member of SNAP, which is formerly known as food stamps, if you receive Medicaid, if you are in Social Security, either getting disability insurance or just supplemental income, if you live in public housing, if you are receiving a veteran's pension or receiving survivor benefits, or again, if you're a member of a federally funded tribal land, this will qualify you for Lifeline as well as EBB. Please note that you only need one of these qualifiers from the last two pages that I just spoke about to apply for this benefit. If you do meet the qualifications to apply for Lifeline as well, then you can also apply for EBB simultaneously. So the households are defined as people who are living collectively together, and all of their money is going into one payment toward the house for the house structure. So if you have children who are receiving free lunches or free breakfasts and they're involved in that at school, this is a qualifier for a household. If you have an elderly parent who is collecting Social Security or is on Medicaid, or if you're a student who is receiving a Pell Grant and you're still living with your parents, this is qualifying for a household. It has to be one person per household. The benefit is only good for one-time purchase of any of the equipment I mentioned earlier, and you can all qualify on our getemergencybroadband.org. If you are living in a multi-unit dwelling, this will be considered as if you're living in an apartment, or if you're living in a group home, if you're living in a nursing home, and you all have individual incomes, but you're all sharing a shared space. And say your landlord is the responsible party for your cable bill. You can qualify for EBB, but you will have to talk to your landlord to get the information about their service provider. You can go outside of that program as well to apply if you want to be independent from your service provider. For the landlord, you can go ahead and apply through that route as well. But multi-unit dwellings are considered as separate households, and you do not have to have one person qualify. Everyone can apply individually in those units. So additional details about EBB, again, it went live on May 12th. We are receiving quite a bit of applicants, so we ask that you please pack your patience when you're applying. It is a temporary program. It will run until the funds are no longer available, or when HHS, which is Health and Human Services, declares that the pandemic is over. If Health and Human Services does declare the pandemic is over, then the program will run for 6 more months and then it will be over. So there are 2 different things that can end this subsidy. It would be either the money runs out or we're out of the pandemic. USAC is who will be handling this program. They're also the same administrators for Lifeline, which I spoke about earlier. So you would go directly to them and apply at getemergencybroadband.org. They have both Lifeline and EBB on their website. So if you want to apply for both of them, you can. If you want to apply for them individually, you can. They also have a toll-free helpline at 833-511-0311, and they're available from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. I again encourage you to pack your patience because this just did start and they are being overwhelmed with calls. So if you can get Mayor Whitfield, if you all can share this with the people of your community, this will be awesome. So they'll have a tool available to see how to apply and go through the proper steps as well. So for protections for consumers, please note that this is an optional program. You do not have to participate, but if you choose to participate, you have to go through the application process. You have to find the service provider that's going to work best for the plan that you need. And then when it's over, you have to let them know that you would like to either A, continue on, or B, stop with the service provided from them. We also want you to be aware that if you do continue on with the process after this subsidy ends, the bill may go up a little higher than what it currently is. So you have to let them know you want to opt in or stop with their service. This is the right of your protections. Please know that they can't strong arm you to sign a contract. Again, this is an optional subsidy. So once you apply with them, you have the right to stop once this subsidy runs out. So the participating providers will be offering different service plans. One of them we call fixed broadband service. That's the one that you usually will use in your home if you have cable, internet, and telephone. It also applies to fiber optic, DSL, satellite, or cable, but it's all mainly for your home services. You can get up to $50 off on your bill or the equipment. Some people rent extra equipment, so this is a help to defray the cost of that as well. If you choose a mobile plan, that would be considered as like a cellular type of a plan where you can be mobile. You can take your laptop, you can take your tablet and go different places and still use it. I know a lot of times when people take their laptop or tablet, you have to log into someone else's Wi-Fi, which is not always safe. So this mobile plan would allow you to log in through your service provider's plan at any time from anywhere. This is one of the other options. So you'll have to check with your broadband provider to verify that A, they are participating, and B, if they are offering these services, and also if they are offering equipment. Not all of them will offer equipment. A lot of people have been calling us about the service providers, but I would encourage you to go to our website and see what each provider is offering. And our website is www.fcc.gov/broadband benefit. And on that page, you will see find a provider, and you click on that, it'll take you to a map of all the 50 states, and it shows you what each one is offering, if they have fixed, mobile, or if they're offering the tools, the necessary tablets and computers as well. So how do you enroll? You have 3 different ways to enroll. If you find a provider, if you're already with the provider and you want to continue and get this subsidy as well, you can go directly to your provider or to any provider and get the application process started there. You can also go to getemergencybroadband.org and apply online. And then once you apply and qualify, you will receive your number, and then you can find your service provider from there. If you would like to mail in an application, because everybody, of course, does not have accessibility to broadband, you can go to a library, or if you are interested in being a person to help spread the word, you can download the application on getemergencybroadband.org. You would print it out, and then you would mail it in along with any qualifying documentation to say that you can qualify for this program. The only thing is, when you're mailing in the application, do not send your original documents. Please make copies and then mail them in. So if you're enrolling through a provider, again, you would go to them directly, or you can find a provider and go to www.fcc.gov/broadband benefit and find a provider there. They have a verification process that has already been vetted through USAC to help you get enrolled faster. And once you do that, you should know on the spot that you've been accepted, and then they will let you know when the subsidy will start. And again, once the service is over, they have to let you know ahead of time that it will be stopping and when it will end. If you decide to go directly online, you would visit getemergencybroadband.org. You would click how to apply and then complete the application process. You should receive information almost instantaneously or in the same day to say you have qualified. Make sure you have your documentation of proof already uploaded on your computer, and you can attach that information into the system. Again, if you're applying by mail, you can download and print a paper application from getemergencybroadband.org, and then you will mail in your application to Emergency Broadband Support Center at P.O. Box 7081 in London, Kentucky 4072. To help with the application process, again, please include your documentation, but send copies only. I'm not quite sure how the turnaround time is for the application process, because we've only been live a little over a week, and I haven't heard of anyone who's mailed in their application yet. To show you qualify. So again, when you're applying, there are different ways to show you qualify. But if you want to find out if you qualify before you actually apply, you can go to getemergencybroadband.org/how-to-qualify/, and there you will find a list of all the qualifiers, basically everything I showed you at the beginning of the presentation. And we also have it on our webpage at www.fcc.gov/broadband benefits. So if you have been impressed by this service and you feel that your community would like to partner with the Federal Communications Commission to help spread the word about the Emergency Broadband Benefit, there are tools available on our webpage that you can download and access. So we have different types of toolkits. We have them for social media, we have them for printouts, as well as videos. And for those in the disabilities community, we also have American Sign Language. So I'm just going to talk about each of those individually. For social media, there are different press posts that you could use. There are also some tweets and Facebook posts that you could use. We have press releases there, and we also have newsletter inserts. And you can apply your own logo to these documents. You can make it yours. We just have samples there for you to use. Same thing for our printables. We have flyers, posters, postcards, and all this is available in graphic print, and you can change it to whatever it is that's going to fit your community, and you can post them, you can mail them out, you can send them out electronically. It's all depending on how you would like to get the word out to your community. We also have videos and public service announcements. Again, for the American Sign Language community, we have videos for that, as well as PowerPoints like the one you see here. We have on USAC's webpage, I believe there's about a 15-minute video to walk you through the entire application process if you don't know how to do it. We also have radio public service announcements. As well as having those other tools, we have some translated languages available on our website. We have materials that you can get translated, 9x5 info cards, as well as handouts. And then for the disabilities community, we have larger print. We also have Braille. We have electronic files and audios. If you would like to get anything from the disabilities office, we ask that you please send an email to fcc504@fcc.gov, and someone there will be able to help assist you with the needs. So the final thing I want to talk about again is we have a consumer hub on our webpage at the Federal Communications Commission, which is www.fcc.gov/broadband benefit. And we also have a toll-free number for questions at USAC, which is 833-511-0311. And again, they are receiving a large, high volume of calls. So pack your patience if you're going to call. And then to apply, you can go to getemergencybroadband.org. And Mayor Whitfield, I'll turn it back over to you if you don't mind. If you want me to stop sharing, I can. If you want me to leave this up for a couple minutes, I can take this down.
Great. Thank you, Renee. That was a great presentation, great information. And we had a couple questions come through that I want to ask you about. One question was in regards to 5G and how will 5G impact this? So could you speak to how, the speed matter in terms of what people sign up for in this program, and how will speed be a factor?
So as far as the package plans, you would have to talk to the provider and find out what they are offering with their package plans. That is based solely on the providers that are participating to find out what they're offering. So it's best to do the research with the different providers that are here and see if they are offering this package in 5G or not. But that's not anything that we at the FCC can speak to because it's a provider-driven service.
Are they able to, so when we call our broadband provider and say, hey, I'm in, or I'm actually going to pull up on the website, so I'll share my screen in a second and show the website. But my hope in this is that the broadband providers will just allow the same level of service and allow that person to opt for the 100 megabyte speed or 15 megabyte speed or the 1 gig speed, but just get that $50 discount no matter what speed they choose.
That is the hope, but again, it's different in different states. I really can't say what you all have available in your particular state, because in some places we do not have some of the same broadband services available, say that we have here. I live in Maryland, and we have we have digital, we have cable, we have DSL. But if you go further into the outskirts, not even an hour from where I live, some people are still on DSL. Some people don't have the infrastructure built out to say they can get 5G because they don't necessarily have the broadband infrastructure in place. So I can't really speak to what each provider is going to be offering because I don't know where or what the layout of the community that you live in is.
So we'll follow up with some of our major players here in the city and do our best to ensure that they're not tethering service as well. Like, oh yeah, we'll give you this program if you go with the slowest speed. We want to make sure that they're still offering the highest speed they have, but still offering the discount. If you don't mind, I'm going to share my screen. If you can stop your share, I'll start mine. And then what I wanted to pull up was a list from the website here that shows the broadband providers currently on the list. We know that there's more trying to get on the list, but I see AT&T on here. I see Spectrum, which is one of the larger providers. I see CenturyLink. I've seen Verizon, PCs for People. And then our partner, we're doing a lot of our computer training with Windstream is listed on here as well. And they're not only, and I'd love for you to explain this fixed thing again, but it looks like they're doing devices as well. So could you share, so Windstream, what does this mean when it says it's fixed and it says this check mark for the device?
Okay, so the fixed program means like when you're at home, someone from your cable or your broadband provider will come to your home. They'll wire your home with a box I'm just going to try to explain it in the easiest terms. They're going to put you a box in your home, and from that box, it will serve your entire house depending on how many cable boxes you have in your home. And what they'll do is put like a cable box in your bedroom, one in your living room, one in your family room, and you can get cable within your home. That is the only place that you will be allowed to use their service for that particular box is in your home. So it's called fixed. You can't go outside of your home and take a laptop. Most of the time when you take a laptop, you have to depend on a wireless hotspot, or if you have a cellular phone, you have to depend on your data. So this is considered as your home base, and you're in a fixed location. It's not something that's transportable to another location. And the boxes that are checked off for the equipment means they are participating in the distribution of that $100 discount, up to $100 discount for any types of tablets, laptops, or desktop computers.
That's awesome. And Renee, you're getting some shout outs on the Facebook Live about the quality of the presentation and great information. So I wanted to make sure you're aware of that. So we went over how to enroll. What about past due amounts? How is that impacting people? Or how do you see that impacting people if they have past due amounts with providers?
So the providers have been instructed, it's written in the act, that they cannot service this subsidy based on past due billing. So if people have past due amounts, they still can sign up for this subsidy and receive the subsidy, but they are still responsible for paying their bills.
So this wouldn't prohibit, so for instance, say I owe $300 to the provider, I can sign up for the service and start to get the service, or I have to clear my $300 first before I get the service?
You can sign up for the service and get the service, but again, you are still responsible for paying the bill.
Yep, so once the program is over, that $300 is still there that I need to pay. Great, that's good to know. And then you mentioned earlier, something I think is important in terms of one of the reasons I'm really pushing hard early is you mentioned it's either going to go when the money runs out or 6 months after the Health and Human Services says this global pandemic is over. So could you speak a little bit more about the urgency needed to get in the door and get your name on that list?
Yes, so the subsidy is for $3.2 billion. We cannot tell you how important it is to sign up early because we cannot guarantee how many people will be involved in this subsidy. So it's if you have 5 million people signing up and it's at $50 a month, the money is not going to stay around for a very long time. So I would encourage you to sign up as soon as possible. I know in the first week alone, we had over 1 million qualified applicants. So the word is getting out, and I would take full advantage of this as soon as you can.
And I see a comment on here. Someone was saying they believed it was only for new customers. One provider is saying it's only for new customers. From what I hear, you're saying the language in the law says they can't be exclusive like that. Can you speak to that?
Yes, so this is not for new customers only. This is for anyone who currently has suffered a hardship since 2/29/2020 or is currently already in a hardship. So there is not new customers only. This is for any customer who qualifies for this subsidy. It is not only for newcomers as well. There are several people who have had cable and can't afford to pay their bill because they've lost their job due to COVID. This is what this is designed for. It's not for an elite few, it's for everyone. We work for the consumers.
Yep. So I went onto the getemergencybroadband.org website, and then I clicked on if your household is eligible. And then I just started looking through some of the eligibility. If you experience a job loss or furlough, I saw the income limits as well for the federal poverty guidelines. So if you're a family of 4 and you're making less than 35,000, looks like you're eligible. Family of 5, 41,000. So I would definitely encourage folks to go on the website and kind of look through some of the guidance here in terms of who's eligible and who's not, and apply. Put it out there and try.
Yes, all the information is available on USAC's webpage. We also have a mirror image on the Federal Communications webpage, but again, USAC is the administrator, so it's best to probably go directly to their webpage so you don't have to go all over the place and get all the information available. They have everything you need available on their website, including the printable applications if you need to print one out.
And one other question was about if you received a stimulus, does that count against your income?
I don't believe that the stimulus should count against your income.
Yeah, I don't think so either, yeah.
As far as I understand from what I've seen about the stimulus, they're not going to be counted to, taxable. They're not tax. Those are all that was another subsidy that was put in place to help again. I think that that would be a disservice if we try to penalize people for receiving aid at this time.
No doubt about it. Well, Renee, this has been great information. We're going to make sure we put in the caption the link to this Get emergencybroadband.org and other content so that you can access this. And again, want to encourage our residents to apply as soon as possible. Take advantage of this. It's just another tool in your toolbox that's going to help you as we transition as a country, as a city, and dealing with coming out of this pandemic stronger. So definitely want to encourage you to take advantage of it. And Renee, if you can stick around for a little bit, we're going to go ahead and close out the live, but thank y'all so much for tuning in, and be sure to share this video with others. Encourage your friends and family to sign up for this Emergency Broadband Benefit Program.
Thank you.
And Ren, once the live. Bartholomew. I think he might be getting his audio set up, so give him a second. But Ryan, you want to go ahead and jump in on any questions? I saw your question about the Spectrum was saying new customers, but yeah, go ahead. Feel free to jump in.
I was literally just on their website here, and I was reading their fine print, and I took a screenshot of it. I don't know how to send it to you guys, but in one of the things it says the in-home Wi-Fi for 12 months for select internet plans. It only does internet only, not the Assist, Internet 50, Ultra, or Gig. Those plans are all excluded. So you were asking about the faster speeds. Unfortunately, to them, it says it doesn't apply. And then it says new customers only. So that's why I was kind of confused about that.
You said you took a screenshot of that?
Yeah, I have it right here. I could share my screen.
Yeah, go ahead, share your screen.
Can you copy it and forward it to my email, please?
Yeah, I mean, I could, yeah.
Because I need to send that back to my team and my manager to get clarification.
Yeah, because I could be misreading it too,
And what website are you on? On USAC's?
Spectrum.com.
Oh, Spectrum.com.
Yeah, I was just looking at their pricing.
Okay, so that's not the Federal Communications Commission. That's something that Spectrum is offering.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, so that's not something that we are controlling. That's something that Spectrum is offering. But can you please send that to me? My email is renee.coles@fcc.gov. I would appreciate that. And just enclose that it's on Spectrum's website. I thought it was on our website. I was like, wait a minute. I didn't think that would be the case.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I was kind of confused, because I know if you guys are trying to do one thing and then they're offering something else, or I'm just trying to figure out like exactly, because I know the fine print's always a weird thing.
Yes, please forward that to my attention.
You got it.
Thank you. I'll share that with my my team.
Bart, were you able to get your audio together? This is why we didn't go live.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
we can hear you now.
You need a quality device.
Sorry.
Or high-speed internet.
All of a sudden, the computer started going, but
Yeah, you're tearing up. You're not coming through.
Okay, Renee, I shot you that email with a screenshot. David's actually here too. I don't know if he's in the meeting, but he's right across from me.
Oh, good.
Okay, cool. We have him muted because the speakers are too close, so there's an echo.
Yeah, there's a bunch of feedback. Yep. Good stuff. So yeah, so again, our goal is to try to get as many folks take advantage of this while the opportunity is here. Get as many folks signed up. You know, you got the device piece. So midair, y'all, I know you mentioned last time you were going through that process. Renee was saying there's a separate team that handles that sort of service provider side of things, but anything you want to share on that front?
No, I was actually going through the process of filling out the application. I was going through all the requirements and I got the application submitted. I'm not quite sure when I'm supposed to hear anything back just yet, but everything has been submitted and everything on our end is good to go. The only question I did have was as far as like some of the requirements go for handling the customer acquisition side of things, how are we supposed to verify that that side of things is taken care of? Because I think there was something in the fine print there that we're supposed to actually show that we actually are taking care of the customer. There's a guarantee that we're giving the customer the service that they're actually supposed to be getting.
So I just want to make sure I'm clear. You all are a service provider who is signing up to offer the benefit to your consumers.
That's correct.
Okay, and when did you all apply?
It was actually last Thursday.
Okay, so I know that they are fast tracking the application process because we did have a window for people to apply. I'm not exactly sure for the turnaround for the application, but I know that you will be given, I think there's a national verifier that they have, that they're working with, that you all will be given accessibility to verify the consumers. But again, I don't work on that side of it, so I don't want to misspeak and say that is the process. I can find out from some of the teams on my end to see what the process is and get back to you. But I'm sure that they will send you, once they qualify you, they'll send you the next steps on how to get the verification process and everything set up.
That's the only question I had as of right now. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure if I come up with something, I'll definitely write it down and get it sent over to you.
Okay. Well, you all have my email address.
Yes.
So you can send it to me directly. I will do my best to get the answer for you. We are really, really, I won't say we're receiving a lot of information from the consumers. So, and we're doing a lot of presentations. So please bear with me during the process and the time of getting the answer back to you, but I'll see what I can find out.
Okay.
Have you had some success on people getting the benefit, or is it too soon for folks that have gotten it?
Yeah, there are people who have qualified. The most important thing that I will say for consumers is they will need to make sure they read everything is said. A lot of people are just doing the first leg to get qualified, and then they come back to us and say, where do I get my equipment? And then a lot of people are not understanding that the money is not going to be directly deposited to their account, or they can't go buy their own equipment and then bring it to the provider. They have to understand that this is a subsidy that's going to be given to you through the provider, both the equipment and the payment. So that's a little bit of the confusion I've been seeing quite a bit of, and not understanding that they have to choose their provider once they're qualified. They want us to do that for them. We've also seen some instances where providers are giving a little bit of pushback once they've been approved. So it's, we're here to try to get people where they need to be, and it's just been a little bit it's been a little bit of it's been hard because the consumers aren't reading, and the word is out that they're getting this $50 subsidy, so they think they're getting money, or they think they're getting free equipment, and they can go to Best Buy and buy the equipment, but they're not reading the whole entirety of it. So that's just the consumer education part. I would just encourage you to be as clear and concise of what the program is and how it works, because we're getting a lot of information, people saying they don't know anything about it. Nobody on the customer service line needs to know, So that's the most important thing that I have seen that could be a big help. Just making sure they're clear and understanding this is a subsidy. It's not going to be directly deposited to their account. It's not equipment they can go buy. They need to purchase it through the provider. Everything has to be done through the provider.
Okay.
I apologize. I have no idea. I have no idea what happened to my internet. And my whole computer, my computer lab in my basement completely just So I apologize. I'm on my cell phone on my front porch.
I've been there. I've been there. I promise you. It happened to me during a presentation. I was in the middle of the presentation and my whole computer crashed. It was a whole system I'd never heard of before. I think it didn't like my computer, so no apologies needed. We're working in a different space now. So
Yeah, no doubt.
The presentation was awesome.
thank you.
Your floor is yours, Bart, too. Go ahead.
I'm excited just because I've been doing this since 2012. I've never stopped. And even when the money ran out the first time, you're getting emails and phone calls from individuals who are like, please just go to the library. And I was teaching random 5 people classes since, and it just opened up the door that when Frank reached out, he goes, you're still doing this? Oh my gosh. And we've just took off where I picked up where we took off back in 2012 when the first round of funding went out. And so right now we're up to 2 classes a day that we're teaching currently. One we're at both rec centers, but we just finished talking with Lorraine County Community College, and they've invited me back, and they're allowing me to teach in the college campus in the morning for the senior population. So it's easily accessible, and it's accessible on the bus route. So anybody who doesn't have a car can take a bus right in front of the entrance and go right in. And so I've been trying to eliminate a lot of the barriers. You wouldn't think that you would have to worry about all these intricacies, but the realities of what people are going through. And so right now, I guess it's easier if you guys, I don't know in which direction you want to go except talk about the program as a nutshell. Is that what you want to do, Frank?
Well, just thinking about how can Bart sign people up for this as he's getting in front of all these students. Is he able to just pull it up on the website and have folks fill it out as a part of the class? Is he able to have the paper application and then they bring it to class and we help mail it? Just kind of, how can he be a gateway for folks to get access to it?
So I think one of the key things you'll need to probably do is get the toolkits. Get involved with the toolkits. Everybody may not be ready to apply when they come to the classes. They may not have all the correct information. They may not have all of the proper documentation to say, yes, I qualify. So I would encourage you to bring in some of the printouts. You can get them in larger print since you're working with the senior community, and give them the information right in their hand so they can go home and finish the application or come back the next time you all meet to do the application. I don't know how often you're having your classes, but the toolkits would probably be awesome for you. And even if you can print out some of the printable applications and give them to them to take home, that might be another option as well.
The issue that I'm going to run into is we're asking them to do something that they don't know how to do. And so how do I make that transition smoother? And so the toolkit, is that something that I can help transition? So let's say, for example, I have each person for 6 weeks. And is this something that I should incorporate in my class where I can help them walk through that for people who are not computer literate? And if this is the only way and only avenue to get them signed in before they miss the opportunity before the money runs out. And so anything that you can do to help me like streamline that process would be.
I would think that if you're doing 6 weeks classes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how often do you all meet? Every week? Is it every week?
I 2 days a week, 2-hour sessions. We have a Monday and Wednesday and a Tuesday and Thursday.
So introduce it to them at the next meeting. I would introduce it to them at the next meeting. If you could print off some of the toolkit information and tell them I want to walk you through this EBB program. And if you have these documentation that you can present, or the number, like if you have, I don't know how Social Security works, if they have certain information that they need to input, or if you're on Medicaid, if you have a Medicaid number, or the qualifiers that we talked about, have them bring a record of that in. I don't know if you can scan the information. I don't know how it all works in your class, but I would just get them prepped the day before, the class before, so when they come back the second class, you can get them started in registration. And it may be easier for them to go to a provider, but I would just make sure that while you're in the class, they research the providers to make sure they are the right provider for them. Because you don't want them getting set up into a position where they're getting upsold or they're getting sold something they don't necessarily need.
And
So
that's we ran into that issue back in 2012 when we partnered with CenturyTel. So it was great to get them in for a year, but after that, I was getting phone calls because it went from $10 to $99.
And
And
also,
so
if they're eligible for the EBB subsidy, you might want to encourage them to sign up for Lifeline as well, because Lifeline is a continuous program. They'll get $9.25 off of their monthly bill. That's not going to stop.
So
And if
Lifeline is available, because last time I had somebody call, they said it wasn't available yet. And they did
it's been available since 1985.
but not here, not in Lorain County, because I personally called and every receptionist that I talked to said, we don't offer that here. It's only in New York is the closest place, they said.
No. Oh. You called USAC and they said that?
I called Spectrum and I called CenturyTel.
Okay, Spectrum's not on this call, are they?
No, they're not.
I can't say, okay, I see the recording right here. Okay.
Yeah, we can pause the recording.